This is it, the death roll. Welcome to the final round for those of you in the championship round. This is Fantasy Hockey Thoughts, Week 16, May 3rd to May 9th. Here we go. Now, before I jump into it, I just wanted to mention my buddy in Ontario, Andrew, who put together the logo for this channel. He had a children's book that just came out not too long ago called Murphy's Butt Goes Bananas. Here's the hard copy here. There's the back. So if you happen to be a mom or a dad or an aunt or an uncle or a godmother, godfather, that kind of thing, think about grabbing one of these. I was going to say novels there for a second. One of these cool little children's books. You'll find a link down in the description box below. You can just as easily find it on Chapters and Indigo. Of course, you can find me when it comes to social media on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Don't forget about that. And please consider sharing these videos with your friends. It really helps the algorithm for YouTube, and it would really do me a favor to help bump those subscription numbers. Let's get to the meat, shall we? Now, there are going to be 57 games this coming week. Monday and Saturday are the heavy days. Monday, there's 14 games. Tuesday, 5. Wednesday, 9. Thursday, 6. Friday, 7. Saturday, 14. And Sunday, 2. Now, there are 3 teams that are only playing twice this coming week, so stay away from the depth ads. I'm talking about Calgary, Detroit, and Florida. So for you Sam Bennett owners there, this isn't good news. Now, the following teams are playing 4 times this week. You want to pay special close attention to depth players from these clubs, and I'm talking about Washington, Vegas, Vancouver, St. Louis, San Jose, Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, Ottawa, New York, Rangers, and the Islanders, the New Jersey Devils, Montreal, Minnesota, LA, Edmonton, Dallas, Columbus, Colorado, Chicago, Carolina, Buffalo, Boston, Arizona, and Anaheim. And then there's 4 teams that only play 3 times, and I'm talking about Nashville, Tampa Bay, Toronto, and Winnipeg. I don't often wear this Nashville t-shirt because I sort of have olive skin, and it sort of makes me look like I have jaundice on camera, so I don't know, maybe today's not too bad. But in any case, let's begin with some goaltenders, shall we? That you can pop in there. Starting with Jake Ottinger from the Dallas Stars. He still owns a .916 save percentage, although he's been sort of up and down. Dallas is not looking good, but they're still fighting for a playoff spot. Their chances are pretty slim. It looks like the Predators are going to hold out on this one. Jeremy Swayman from the Boston Bruins. He's always a good pickup. Capo Kakkonen has been playing better recently for Minnesota. Casey DeSmith for the Pittsburgh Penguins. And Alex and Najanovic is less than 50% owned right now. He's out of the Carolina Hurricanes, and Peter Mrazek is injured at the moment again. So yeah, something to think about there. Let's talk about defensemen next. Starting with Nick Leddy from the New York Islanders. He's been really hot in the last 2 games. Look for him. Justin Schultz, he's back from the IR for the last 2 games now. He's always a solid pick up. Jared Spurgeon's been hot for the last 6 games roughly now for the Wild. He's been averaging 23 or more minutes a night. He's, of course, on that first power play most of the time. Matthias Ekholm, the Nashville Predators. He's been hot recently for the most part in the last 6 games as well. Rasmus Sandin, a bit of a sneaky pickup. He's a bit hot and cold, but he's only played around 5 or 6 games. He's got high potential. That's what I wrote down here. I was having a tough time reading my own writing. I wrote down high pot. Yeah. So, but he's just looks great on the ice whenever he's out there. He skates so well. He looks really dangerous in the offensive zone, and he could be moonlighting here and there more often so in the last handful of games here for Toronto as they move forward on the top unit. Matt Grzelcyk is less than 40% owned and he's actually healthy on the moment, I know, and on the first power play. So there's that. That's it for the defensemen. Moving on to the forwards. Let me know of some other defensemen you may have picked up recently who are playing, at least 3 times this week. Forwards, Paul Stastny. It's because the Jets have a couple of injuries. Well, the big one being Nicholas Ehlers. So the top 3 lines have really been mixed up, and they have Stastny right now centering Wheeler and Kyle Connor. So yeah, you can't go wrong there, I don't think. Denis Gurianov, although he's been a bit cold recently, and he's been out. He may or may not be back for the next game, so maybe you want to hold off on him for a little bit. Jesse Pulparty for the Oilers. His ice time has gone down a lot recently, and he's been cold in the last couple of games. He's now centering a line. He's now playing wing with a line centered by Ryan McLeod, a rookie, and the Nuge, who's on the left wing. Keller Yamamoto is playing that first line right now next to McDavid. So we'll see. Yeah, we'll see how he hasn't done much recently, but you'd expect something to come soon. Jared McCann on the second line, first power play for Pittsburgh. Grab him. Jeff Carter has been doing well ever since he landed with the Penguins. He's also on the second power play. And he's been hot for a while now, although Malkin may be back at any point. So we'll see how he moves around. Maybe he moves to the third line center spot. Michael Granlund for the Nashville Predators. He's been hot for mostly for the last 6 games or so now. Nick Foligno continues to play on that first line with Marners and Matthews. And he's like a point a game so far. Casey Middlestat has been hot for the most part ever since the coaching change for Buffalo. Kasperi Kapanen has been playing well since he's been back from injury in the last 6 games. Cole Caulfield, keep an eye on him. He just scored his first goal. It was in overtime against Ottawa. It's possible he gets hot at any time. He's been seen playing with Toffoli and Suzuki on and off throughout games. Trevor Zegras, he's back with Anaheim, and now they're going to have him at center, so maybe keep an eye out for him, maybe more so next year. Ditto with Quentin Byfield from LA, who's playing with Kempe and Anastasio. Drake Batherson is always a solid ad. The last 26 games or so, he's been great. Michael Bunting continues to be a nice sneaky ad. He's got like 5 goals in his last 12 games with Arizona. He's been playing mostly on that first line. Ditto with somewhat Alex Barré-Boulet from the Tampa Bay Lightning. In 11 games he's had with them so far. He's been playing a lot with Point and Palat on that first line. He had 2 games where he got a ton of points, but otherwise he hasn't really hit the scoreboard much. Anyways, food for thought. In St. Louis, Tarasenko is out. So Robert Thomas and Sammy Blais have been getting more ice time. Blais probably would be a more preferable pickup than Thomas. Jordan Kyrou, if he's available, grab him. He's got 2 goals and 3 assists in his last 3 games. Also from St. Louis, Craig Smith from the Boston Bruins. He's been really hot in the past 2 games. 3 goals, 2 assists, but it's been against Buffalo. So I think Boston played 5, 6, 7, 8. I want to say they played Buffalo like 5 times in the last 8 games. So you got to temper your expectations there if he can continue this. But they are playing New Jersey their next 2 games this coming week, and then the Rangers late in the week. David Krejci has really turned it on. And although he's probably gone, take a peek because he's not quite 60% owned. Teuvo Teravainen, stop the video, go see if he's available right away. He's got 2 goals and 3 points in the last 3 games. He's playing on that first line. He's back from the concussion. with Aho and Svechnikov. So yeah, that's a big one. Jonas Donskoy is been a bit up and down for Colorado, but maybe you want to take a look at him. Marcus Foligno is less than 18% owned, and he's got some fantastic numbers, points in fantasy hockey, playing with Eck and Greenway. Ditto for Josh Norris, who's been really solid. He's under 50% owned as well. Ditto again for Chandler Stevenson of the Vegas Golden Knights. I just got a couple players you should drop here. One being Drew Doughty, who only has 2 apples in his last 11 games. And then there's Peter Mrazek for the Carolina Hurricanes, who's day-to-day with a lower body injury. There you have it. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for a bunch of other videos I'll be doing on different topics, including the upcoming playoffs and line matchups and which teams I think are going to do really well. Stay tuned. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Be kind to each other out there, and I'll see you soon.